Hello, my beautiful people. Today's presentation is the second half. I've decided to put the whole thing together of the museum of the Utah State Insane Asylum. As my Instagram people would know a little bit better than my YouTube followers, is that my grandmother was a volunteer at the hospital, and sadly, she was murdered by one of the patients when they had a psychotic snap. They took a butcher knife and basically she died. Because of that, there is a monument to her, and I've been attempting to go to this museum for about a year now, but it has been obviously under the circumstances. I was very lucky that when I went, the woman there actually knew my grandmother personally. I did not film it because it was a little bit too personal, where just talking to her made me tear up. But I think it's really important to remind people of what happened in the past so that we don't repeat it. The way that throughout history that people treat people based off of their behavior has always been cruel, and we never seem to learn the lessons. But if you look far enough in the past, people can start to see the parallels, and slowly over time, we evolve as a people. Our collective unconsciousness does evolve, and we learn that just because somebody's behavior is slightly different than ours doesn't mean that we have to torture them, right? We don't have to torture them. We don't have to rip them out of their homes and throw them into the gulags. And so I really hope that you get something from this. There are a few clips that are hard to see, and they're just pictures. I mean, it's just pictures and a little bit of a setup. It was all of 4 rooms. It was very small, but I really do hope that you enjoy it. And if you are not subscribed, please subscribe to me, like, share, subscribe, and also follow me on Instagram. And we do have some really cool upcoming trips to Idaho. And I've been planning Idaho for a really long time too, so it should be exciting. So thank you all, and without further ado, the Utah State Insane Asylum Museum. Let's go into a bedroom. This is where it gets really difficult. Look at that. I don't know what to say. Sometimes I know what to say, but sometimes I don't. And oh, there's a picture here. Okay, so you've been warned. At least they weren't left out to die, but we've come so far. And we have to remember these things so we don't repeat them. Oh, see a playground. 1920s children's schoolyard. And that's what the beds look like in 1920. And that's ward life. And of course the toilets. Let's take, this is the tranquilizer chair. Look at that. So you were strapped. You couldn't see, but you could breathe. Let's see what this says. In the 18th century and early 19th century, the understanding of mental illness left much to be desired, obviously. So did the treatment options. Many doctors believed the patients willfully chose to be irrational, aggressive, and insanity. Among the therapeutic techniques employed by was the tranquility chair. The supposed object of all the devices was to induce the patient to reconsider their course of behavior and choose to restore their reason. This chair was never used at the Utah Territorial Insane Asylum. The asylums had discontinued their use by the time the hospital opened in 1885. Well, but it should be seen. You gotta see it. Now look at this. This is the cause of insanity for the patients. December 1886 through November 30th, 1887. So, accident, okay. Cerebral disease, okay. Death of a child. Domestic, I don't even know, infelicity? Is that cheating? I don't know what that is. Domestic trouble, drinking, ear trouble in infancy. What? Epilepsy, excitement, exposure, family worry, heredity, hypnotism, injury, intemperance, jealousy, loss of husband. Wait a minute. There's a male listed on there. That's interesting. Loss of property, loss of son, loss of wife. Where did it go? Masturbation, 7. Okay. Organic, overwork. How's being paralyzed? Religious excitement, worry and fear of starvation. Sweet. Again, this is gonna be hard. So here's some treatments. It's really hard to show you guys. Hypoglycemic therapy. So, I'll take pictures of that, but I know what that is. It basically puts them into like a coma. I think back then they just thought they just needed a little rest. I think we all just need a little rest. Dental services. I don't know if I'd want that. It's so hard to see. I'm gonna try to get angled pictures so that maybe we can see better. So I'll give you an outlook. This is the uniform, really pretty. Man, I wonder what it was like to be a nurse back then. Look, oh, that's the 1890 stuff. Look at that. 1905. Oh, okay. These were the restraints that were used in the late 1950s. Some of those look like they would restrain your hand. What does it say? Organ boot. 1936 seems rather late in the history of psychiatry for an 18-pound organ boot to be used in a psychiatric hospital, but this one was purchased at the time for an especially difficult individual. The boot was ineffective since the wearer got as far as Magna, Utah before he was apprehended. He was still wearing a large steel collar. The organ boot has not been used since that time. Well, I guess it wasn't used. Patience crafts. That's unique. Oh, I've talked at length about Bedlam, and I'll get some pictures. Is that? Yeah. We'll go over it. Convulsion therapy. We'll go over it. Look at that. ECT therapy. Electroshock therapy. And all this is public domain, so let's examples of brushes made at the hospital. Okay. Patient labor. Okay. Well, yeah, important aspect of treatment and operation. Gonna ask if that's for their face, because it sure looks like a face mask. So I gotta tell you guys that was really touching that she knew my grandmother. I didn't record it because it was very personal to me. But sadly, like she said, I can't see the monument to my grandma, but it's here. So I'm gonna try to find. I have a picture of it, like an actual picture. You know, when we actually had pictures. Look over there, just chilling. Beautiful. It's a lovely campus, though. It's closed right now, unfortunately, but it is lovely. We finally got to see it.